internship at Hitachi Estemo, and it was super cool. I didn't get lots of pictures of the inside of the plant because it's like super top secret. So it was pretty cool. I was like, can I take a picture of this? And he was like, no. And I was like, I need to take pictures. Anyway, it was super cool. I'm at Martin Millennium. I do the gifted program, so I'm at Martin Millennium, Patillo Middle School, Principal Elementary, and Phillips Middle. And I did a little bit of this with all of my students. So I teach 4th through 8th grade. So I had several different projects because I sort of had to adjust it for age levels. And so I'll show you what that looks like. I was at Hitachi Estemo in Tarboro. Some of you may know that as Kaheen. It's been there forever. This company, I will have to say, it was super awesome being there. The same kind of environment I think that some of you experienced at your internships. Just very, very collaborative. They communicate well. It really seemed like this place runs like a machine, and it truly does. The cool thing about this, and it's neat to connect this to other people's presentations. So Tessa's presentation showed how they moved those things around. The cool thing about this plant is it's all like one line. So their products and materials come in on one end of the building and like truly start at one end, and when they go out the other end to go out the building, it is a nice straight line, literally. And there are, I think, 9 lines. They've been doing Honda parts forever, but they just added a GMC line, which is super neat. And I got to watch the people from Japan come in, build the GMC line. There's lots of interpreters communicating between the workers at Hitachi and the folks that came from Japan. So it was super cool to watch that process actually happen. Here's some fun facts about Hitachi Estemo that I did not know. It's right here in Tarboro. We're in Rocky Mount today, but I live in Tarboro. I actually live 1 block from the school that I'm mainly at, so Tarboro is my hub of life. And it was really neat to go in there and see these 400 people that are there. I've been in Tarboro for 22 years. There were lots of people that I knew in the building, parents that I teach their kids that I see every day. And one of the coolest things was one of my former students is an engineer there. And so it was the perfect segue for me to introduce this into AIG. The AIG program at Edgecombe County is the academically and intellectually gifted program. So these are students that are college bound, on a regular day, they're college bound students. But in my 15 years of doing gifted education, I find that all of our kids aren't ready to go straight into the workplace. And this is an awesome opportunity. And I'll get to that in a minute. But this plant in Tarboro, this blew my mind. There's one in Kentucky and one here, and they make all of the computers for Honda vehicles in the world. Tarboro exports to Japan. That is sort of mind-blowing to me, okay? So it was super cool to be in there and think, man, all of the things, and I've had a Honda vehicle, and I bet some of you have, that computer had a 50% chance of being made in Tarboro, which is pretty wild. Anyway, so these were the pictures that we were able to beg for, and I got on the last day, of me working with all the engineers. And basically, I was with a different department every day, and they put me with different engineers. When I worked with these guys, I was basically troubleshooting. We were going to machines that were broken, and we were taking pins out, putting new pins in to create the boards. What Hitachi does is they start with a plain computer board that has none of the silver stuff on it, none of that, and they run it through this line, and the silver stuff on those computer boards is like a paste that they run through boards, it goes to the next section, they add the components, and I mean, and these components are teeny tiny little components. So they create that in the first half of the line, and then in the second half of the line, they program it for all of these Honda vehicles. And so on any particular day, they could be working on a particular vehicle computer. They also do Honda motorcycle computers. There's a separate line for that. So these guys, I was actually helping with troubleshooting machines, and I got to like see them mess it up and try again, and they were really great about explaining that to me. I felt like I was part of the family for a week. This guy right here started at Hitachi just like out of high school. He is now an engineer and has actually built machines himself that he came up with to make the process better. And these are all Edgecombe County folks that just like wanted a job and came in and were willing to learn. And this is something that I have really put out there to my students and said, you know, you can go in here and start on the line and really learn what you can do to be an engineer. These guys were fixing a machine. They worked on this all day long. I got to see some frustration. I got to see, but I got to see them work together. And they were awesome about like kind of telling me what they were doing. They were in the floor with flashlights trying to figure it out. And while this is happening, you know, the worker is like just chilling, like standing and watching. It was really cool to see how that goes. So the basic premise of what I did was engineering. And I'm really big on having my kids choose what they want to do in my class. I find out their interests and I go with that. If you ever have a problem in your classroom, find out what your kids want to do. It will solve all your problems. And so we basically focused on what engineering is, what that looks like, and it looks like a million different things. And the 5 M's of engineering, and I did learn this while I was there, is the man, machine, method, material, and measurements. All of these things, you have to have that man, the machine, you have to know what you're doing, you have to have those materials, and man, those measurements better be right, because that makes a huge difference. So what I did was I got a computer board that they actually use at Hitachi. This particular company, Arduino, you can buy these on Amazon. That's what I did. They use these boards to repair their machines sometimes. Sometimes it's easier to get these boards from Amazon than it is to get a part from wherever they usually order their parts from. And you guys know, after pandemic, and it still is existing, that there are supply chain issues still. So I was like, I'm gonna get one of these for my kids. One of my former AIG students suggested it, and he's an engineer there, and so I could say, hey, one of you guys that are now grown up and an engineer at this plant, who grew up in Tarboro, who English is his second language also, suggested this. So what we did was I ordered this kit. There were 15 different projects, and we are gonna do them all because they love them. This is them programming and putting together the board with the breadboard. They're connecting all of the parts to make a light system. That was the first one, and that's what they chose to begin with. So these are my 7th graders at Martin, really working hard on it. They really enjoyed getting into it. This is a different program. This is called Circuit Scribe, and I use this at Patillo. It comes with these metallic pins that work as wires, and so they each chose a project that they wanted to do, and they were able to, I'm hurrying up, time's up, and they were able to connect things together. Then at Princeville, we did the snap circuits, which is, I saw, who else did that? Yeah, you did the snap circuits. If you want something really cool for elementary kids, following directions, it's awesome. And this has like 200 projects, well, 500 projects, and they want to build them all. So they're super excited. They made lights and fans work. I just want to say thanks to my student engineers, and for my time at Hitachi. I've been able to talk to my scholars about the opportunity to go into engineering right here in Tarboro, and they learn to solve challenges and use engineering as well. So